So it's been a fun week creating a mini series and diving into a topic that feels very necessary for people to grow and develop. And today I have no plan. I kind of have stories and ideas in mind, but it's more of a freestyle and a break, if you will, just like a check-in, a rest point. I'm in my robe because I took a bath, and I'm chilling at home today. I'm not gonna go anywhere, and I'm not getting fancy for YouTube. Like, you cool and all, but I'm not about that life. So today is more just kind of like, I guess, a free form rant, check-in, reset, whatever. I have a lot on my mind, a lot that I'd like to do this weekend, and the big theme is rest, relaxation, rejuvenation, and resetting. Just taking a moment to pause, to integrate, to incorporate all the things that I've been learning and doing, and to reflect. So, something I always find interesting is how sometimes my thoughts become things in ways that I never expected. So I'll think about something and something will show up and either prove or disprove a thought that I have that feels factual. I'm Latia. I'm a deep thinker, a confidence coach, looking to get into sex and attraction, and I'm someone who tends to start a lot of things and not finish everything. And so for me, starting a business is interesting, as I know a lot of the steps to take. Like, you have your marketing funnels, you have a website, you create an email marketing list, you provide value, and you are of service. I take those things very deeply and very seriously. And so I've been trying to figure out, what am I about? What is my calling? And sex is definitely my calling. I love sex. I think it's so much fun. I feel like it's a safe space to explore yourself. And as I do research on sexuality and what blocks people have or what there is to learn about it, I see that for me, I'm definitely on a path towards increasing my sensuality. It was interesting because one of my recent sex partners was going on, like, eating me out, and it was great. And he was like, you are a queen and you need to be treated like this every time. Like, you've got to be taken care of. And he casually mentioned that I'm a sensual woman. He's like, oh, I know how to take care of you. And I'm just like, what? What are you talking about? I'm sensual? Like, what are you referring to? But he was very caring with me, very comforting, very, he took charge. It was really nice. And even someone else was doing things that were like very sensual and touch oriented. And I can tell that sensuality is something that is very important to me and has kind of been like missing in my life, if you will, where it's like I want more of it. I'm not necessarily sure of how to get it. And as I pursue understanding myself and my relationship with myself, it's like people are showing up to help me out on my journey. And that's always been a thing for me. Like, even when I was younger, I feel like anytime I had sexual angst or like weird feelings was more when I was a kid. So it was more like, I thought I was going to be a virgin until I got married. And I was like, you know what? I'd like to date. I'm okay with being in an open relationship where it's like, you know what? I'm not going to give you sex. Find some other hoe to give you sex. Like, I ain't about that life. Like, that's not me. We can do this. So before I even considered having a boyfriend, like, I had to have been like really young. I don't know. Cause like, I didn't talk to my mom about boyfriends. So I was like 13 or 16. But I was like, oh, obviously I'm going to just be like the girlfriend and, you know, have an intimate relationship, and he's going to find sex elsewhere because I'm not giving to him. And if men have these needs that they need to take care of, then it would be better for both of us if he meets them elsewhere. Even as a virgin, I knew I wanted a man partner who was experienced. I didn't want to be two virgins on our wedding night. Like, I don't know where you're going. Where are you going? Like, do you know what to do? I don't know what to do. Like, you might be in the wrong hole. I'm not sure. Like, because sometimes those sensations, especially like as a woman down there, like, I can tell the difference, but there are moments where I can't. And whether that's a moment where it's like, I've had a yoni egg in my lady bits, vagina to be more technical. And like, there are times in taking it out where I'm just like, is that poop or is that the egg? And it's like very confusing for me. And I'm like, okay, we still don't have that level of distinction where it's like, oh yeah, no, that was poo, or like, no, that's the egg. The egg's coming out. It's like, it sounds weird to like go over, and it's very weird, but it's like it's like it's just like down there. It's not like there's a way outside of like exploring and poking around to really get familiar with, okay, vagina, okay, not vagina, perineum, like this. Like I know the parts, and clit, we have a great relationship. I just feel her tingling lately, so I can tell whatever I'm doing well, because like yesterday, tingling throughout the day, it was amazing. And it's like developing that relationship with oneself and one's body to where it's just comfortable. You know what's going on. It's like, okay, I feel it, I'm present. And even today in the tub, as I was like just relaxing and calming down after I was doing like a meditation, I was like playing with myself a little, but like not really playing with myself, but like exploring. I just kind of like slid a finger in and like, oh, like let's go a little deeper. Okay. And it's like, it was just like, I don't know, it was really easy, very comfortable. And there are times where like I used to be very freaked out by penetration or touching my vagina or doing things like that. So it's like my discomfort tends to be in like very extreme places. Like seeing my cervix would be something that would be like helpful and scary. But like touching my vagina is no longer a scary point. Like I've done it in self-pleasuring sessions and different experiences, and I'm starting to get used to guys who are like, I guess more aggressive in penetration. So it's like I already knew, like I think one of my friends called me a power queen. He was like, oh, when I learned this about you, I could tell that you like it rough and hard and strong. And I'm like, hey, you're not wrong. So, and even before I had sex, it was like, oh, I know I really want to have like a big penis that fills me up. Like I just want to feel filled in that space. And so like there are things that I can tell are important to me in a sexual relationship and important to know in my body and important to engage with. And even though I'm still figuring out my journey, I read the Good Girl's Guide to Bad Girl Sex, and it was funny because the Dr. Kiesling, she says that if you're a bad girl, you're not going to be reading this book. And so part of me is like, was I a bad girl ever? Am I a bad girl? Am I not a bad girl? Am I like the closet Cleopatra, or am I the librarian? I feel like a librarian, not necessarily because I don't touch sexuality, but because like my sexuality came from reading and learning, and then it came from doing. So my mom bringing it up in the 4th grade, and I read the period book, and then in college I read a lot of books on sex and sexuality and sex work, and throughout my life like I find books on sex, sexuality, and relationships that I find interesting. Like I just love learning about like sex workers and like sex as a business and an art and a pleasure and a leisure activity and a healing and a worship. Like sex is the portal to everything. Everything's about sex. Like there's so many phallic objects and feminine objects, and all of it is about like relationships, because like at its core, sex is just this exchange of information, which someone said at this Pass the Porn event at House of Yes, and it was pretty cool. It was fun to like watch porn with a group of people and just be like, I'm turned on and it's okay. And it was really fun to just be in a space where it's all right to like experience the turn on and just learn how to like calm down. It's okay. Just breathe through it, and having that support, because it's normal to get tingly in the pants and feel like these sensations and attraction to people. And we need to learn how to control it in ourselves and to honor our feelings and emotions in ways that are healthy and responsible, because it's okay to be attracted to someone and understand like the implications of that relationship. Like, are you looking for the same things? Are you not? Are you aligned or not? And it's like we just need to be honest with people. Like for me, I'm learning that I like leaving things open with people because I'm not sure that you're actually a no. Like my feeling sometimes is like, I'm not sure this is going to work. And I don't always trust that feeling, because sometimes people surprise me and I'm like, wow, you seemed like you are a spineless, whiny baby, and really you're a powerful person who's just very cautious because you don't know how to direct your energy yet. So I don't want to disqualify people when it's like there's actually a chance. And I do know the power of like letting people know, oh no, like this, like it's a no. Like right now I'm a no, and just honoring where I am in this moment instead of being like, oh, it might change. But that's part of why I'm like a pack rat and a hoarder. I like the idea of having things on hand just in case they're useful, because everything has value. And I saw Tales from the Crypt as a child, where paintings came to life as dolls and they killed people, and also toy soldiers. That movie's like low-key traumatic. Like, why do we keep having dolls kill people? Because I was really afraid of like hurting my stuffed animals, having them come to life, and choking me out in my sleep. It's like a random thing, but really, I don't like the idea of inanimate objects coming to life. And then Chucky, I don't even think I watched it, and I'm just like, okay, that doll is creepy enough on its own. Why does it have to be a murderer? And then getting him a wife, like, yes, murderers need love too. Really weird. Very strange. I think I've seen clips of those, and I don't do horror films because I have too much of an overactive imagination, and I live alone, and it's just a recipe for disaster. But when it comes to life and love, it's all about owning ourselves and owning our desires and owning our boundaries and having standards. And those things it's easy to look at the people in our lives and judge them for what they're doing. And it's a lot harder to take that judgment, turn it around, and look at ourselves. As Byron Katie's 4-step process: judge your neighbor, write it down, ask 4 questions, and turn it around. It's all about ourselves. Like, I can see myself reflected in some people or in the moon or the sun and just feeling cosmically connected. And then there are moments where I'm like, wow, I'm divinely reflected in everything that I see, because no matter what I see, it's through my lens of perception. And I just am mostly just talking and sharing, having another day of connecting with whoever chooses to watch me, feels engaged with me. Life can be hard, and sometimes we just need time to rest and give ourselves space to just see what comes up and have fun and be creative. Because like I ended up getting an oracle deck, like completely spontaneous. Had a Facebook post that had like a little goddess card pulling, and I was like, I want cards. And then I went to this place that had cards, and on the way I saw the moon. I was just like, man, moon, looking good. And then I go into the store and I see a book on sex, and I'm like, yes, sexperts being asked questions, I need this. So I get that, and then I see a tarot deck, and I'm like, tarot or oracle? Because like, one I liked because of the animals it had, the other one was like a tarot card, and like the guy explained tarot is something, and I was like, okay, cool. So I pull a card. It was a 5 of Wands, which is like you're scattered and you need to get in on your center. And I was like, ooh, why do you know me so well? Like, okay. And then I put the cards away, go to the bathroom after drinking some tea, very little cup, so it was like chug. Go to the bathroom, go back to the place to look at the cards, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this card deck. It seems like a good start. And then I put the things down, and I was like I don't know what I grabbed, but then I see this moon deck, and I'm like, ooh, moon deck, what is this? And I pull a card from it, I think, but I pull a card from it somehow, and it's heal, and it has a moon bath as a ritual that's associated with it. And I was like, just kidding, this is my card deck. Like, this is goddess-like, this is feminine, this is cycles, this is moon, this is a lot of things that have been coming up for me lately. And I'm just like, yes, it's time for me to connect with my intuition, my knowing myself. And so I get the card deck, pull cards last night, and those were like, oh, that's cool. And then I pulled some today, and I was like, oof, wow, okay. And I've never thought I would be someone to have cards. I like pulling them when I'm in women's circles and different things because they're fun. But to have my own deck is very exciting as I like read through it, and I've pulled cards, and just having a space to play and practice with it, because like the psychic realm is one in which any thoughts can be made manifest. And so if you're not careful, it's like you can pick up any kind of energy. And so to just kind of be like, you know what, I've heard of that, and I believe that God's spirit is in everything, like spirit energy, source energy. So it's like, why not just step outside my comfort zone, try something new, and have fun with it? And so far I'm having fun. Like, I've journal, done my morning pages, I've relaxed. There's this tool called spring cleaning from the School of Womanly Arts by Regina Thomas Howard, aka Mama Gina. I did a spring clean with myself because I was like, I'm gonna call someone and they're gonna hold a great space for me. And I was like, girl, you know you hold the best space in the world. I was like, girl, you right. So I like recorded myself in my bathtub doing a spring clean and giving myself space to just process and heal and integrate and just be me, because I'm great, and I've been practicing so hard to be a high quality person, and now it's time for me to just trust myself, let go, and be free. So that's all. I mean, it's not all. I could keep going, but I'm a talker, a blabbermouth, and so I'll be doing research and soul searching and coming up with more ideas for videos, being informative, supporting sexual healing, sexual journey, sexual exploration, especially like sexual expression. I feel like creating a women's play parties, women's circles, women's like let's get dolled up and dressed out and go out on the town. Let's get dolled up and have some men worship us. I have great ideas, and I can't wait to figure out which is the first project and how I may be of service to supporting the divine and those around me.